Hey there, so welcome back to another video. So as you can see by the title of the video and all these things, we are today gonna... Don't stop.
Don't do it. Don't.
Today we're gonna be doing a Morticia Addams inspired makeup. We're gonna try and recreate the makeup look that the iconic, dare I say, iconic Angelica Houston as Morticia Addams will always like be in my mind. Like I'll always think about it. That's the Morticia Addams I grew up with. That was the Morticia Addams that we all wanted to be when we first watched Addams Family. Thank you. And like, I don't know if you've noticed, with all the Halloween makeups, I'm sort of keeping it quite simple. Like literally with the Halloween makeups that I've done so far, so the Skull the Clown and now Morticia, it's very sort of like, you can do this makeup and just wear something random and then that'll be your costume. You know what I mean? Like with Morticia Addams, you can just wear a black turtleneck or a dress, a black dress, and you're sort of done. So yeah, up until now, it's sort of been very like easy, sort of like do the makeup, wear something, and then you're ready for Halloween. But I don't know, that might change. Like I'm thinking, so I've planned all the looks ahead, and just so you know, there will be moments where there won't be uploads. Like last week Thursday, there wasn't an upload. Okay, so with all that being said, let's hop right into this makeup tutorial. I still don't know, I'm not quite clear on which way the switch goes because it's mirrored, so it's like, is it this way? It is this way. Okay, we are using this as a reference, and how I'm gonna start is I'm basically just gonna take my normal foundation shade and I'm just gonna add a little cream white to sort of make it lighter. Yeah, so what we're gonna do, I'm not gonna do a lot of contour just because I'm scared it's gonna bring too much warmth to the face. I'm just gonna blend it with the sponge that my skin tone doesn't peek through too much. And then, so I did brush my brush off a little bit. I'm just gonna add like the tiniest bit. And Angelica Houston does have amazing brain structure, so her sort of bones, her cheekbones sort of go down like this, if that makes sense. Then nose. Now, I don't know what that was, something made a noise. I don't think Angelica Houston's nose was contoured, but you'll know me, I can't do this thing. I can't do a makeup look without having my nose snatched, so. Okay, so what's changing is I'm not going in with my little LA Girl palette to contour my nose and blush my nose and all these things. I'm just going into this palette, my Kohl/Midnight palette, and basically I'm going into this smoky taupe shade and also cork. Yeah, and I'm just applying it very lightly because the last thing I want is to have brown lines down the side of my nose. If one thing about this eyeshadow, it's that it like sticks. So yeah, just gonna want to be very careful and apply it with a very soft hand. And now that I've got that sort of down, I'm gonna just go in with smoky taupe, the grayer of the browns, and use her to sort of contour down here. Like that. Okay, then going in with a powder brush into the same smoky taupey brown, whatever it's called, taupey smoke, smoky taupe, taupey smoke, smoky taupe. It's called smoky taupe. And here we're just gonna add that very lightly again to all the contour areas. So we had normally go in with like a bronzer kind of a situation. Now I'm going in with this kind of deep like grayish brown, if that makes sense. Oh, made a mistake there. That's the thing, these eyeshadows are very pigmented, so be careful because look, I almost made my whole hairline like brown. Okay, if you feel like you've done a little too much, go in with your foundation brush just clean everything up a little bit, you know. So going in with that brown again. And now we're doing the cheekbones. So I'm just going back and forth, barely touching my face. Barely, barely, barely. And then sweeping it down here. Round and round. Sweep it down. Again here, barely touching. Back and forth. Sweep it down. Round and round. Sweep it down. Y'all got it? Now, the thing is, okay, so she doesn't really wear blush. But in my heart, I can't not do blush. Okay, I'm gonna think about it. And while I think about it, I'm gonna do my eyes. For the eyes, we're doing very, 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 I guess, well, in some sense it's minimal, in some sense it isn't. But we're basically just doing grays, blacks, and whites, if that makes sense. It's sort of like a socket defining sort of smoky moment. So yeah, that's the vibe. Okay, so this is just sort of like a base, okay? As you can see, I only dipped into the pan once, okay? So I packed with my little fluffy blender. So I tapped it into this outer corner kind of situation. And with that, only one tap, I went here, blended it sort of into the crease and went underneath. So you don't need lots. But I'm going back in now. And just sort of deepening that outer shadow. I'm just gonna blend to sort of get that grey vibe going. Because I don't actually have any grey shadows. I mean, I have this smoky taupe, but it's still a brown rather than a grey. Now, going in with my application brush, I'm gonna sort of stamp along my crease line. So this area. To have that sort of be more defined. Okay, grabbing my black, tiniest bit, going underneath. Okay, and we are sort of blending it a lot more than, well, I'm blending it a lot more than I normally would. So I'm sort of sweeping it back to sort of create this like mysterious sort of like effect. I know that that's not really what's in the reference picture, but I just think that it will add to like the sort of mysterious sort of floating on air vibe that Morticia Addams has.
Okay. Whatever that means.
So yeah, the ideal thing to do here is to go back and forth between the eyes, but you know that it's just easier for me to do one eye for y'all and then do the other eye off camera kind of thing. Okay, then we're going in with my Crayola face liner in black. Then we're just going to do our waterline. So nothing new here. We've all done it before. Or if you haven't, hi. But most of us have done our waterline before, let's be real. Okay, then what I'm going to do is do sort of like a small, like tiny little bit of a smoky liner kind of situation. So I'm just going to go over the top here, over my top lash line. Just draw a line over there. I don't even know if y'all can see, but it's basically just like a little line. Then I'm going in with my pencil blender, tiny little brush, into the black shadow, and then I'm just going to smudge it out to sort of create a little wing. Then we're going into a white, just a white matte shadow. So I'm going into this one. Take me away. I'm going to apply with my finger just because that's better for me. Now we're just going to go back and blend, sort of reinforce those lines that the white has sort of like blown out, if that makes sense. So like I'm going to go back in here, just reinforce that crease, make it dark. Then going in with my liner brush, angled, just re-intensifying this one. Period. Okay, then for my brows, I'm just gonna go in with hairspray. I did dye my hair recently, so my eyebrows are black. So I'm not gonna fill them in, there's no need. Just gonna brush them up with some hairspray. You could use soap if you wanted to. Or you could fill them in. So if you were gonna fill them in, I'd recommend going like not blocky, but like very defined, if that makes sense. Like define your eyebrows a lot, and it's up to you what color you want to do. I'd recommend using black, but I don't know, it's really up to you. I'm gonna do the other eye and then we'll be back and do the rest of the farce. Okay, so just gonna be honest over here, I'm kind of in love with it. I don't really like dark shadows, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a big fan of like doing dark shadows around my eyes, but this I kind of love for. Damn.
I'm not gagging.
Okay, so next I would say is the lip. Now the lip is iconic. She's red. Actually, I can take my hair down. Can we slow that down? Make it look hot, please. Take my hair down. Let me just first do Illuminator. So for Illuminator, I am gonna go sort of between these two shimmers. So the really white one and then the second lightest one. Okay, now we're gonna do the lip. So yeah, just gonna line it with this red liner and then we'll fill it in. Okay, and then we sort of have it. I still haven't decided if I want to do blush. Well, that was broken English. I still haven't decided if I want to do blush, just because I don't want to like take away from the character, if that makes sense. But what I'll do is when I finish the video, I'll just take a few pictures without blush, and then I'll add some blush, and then take a few pictures with the blush and see which one I like the most, kind of a thing. Okay, so here we have it. We have a Morticia Addams inspired makeup look. I will say it's giving a little bit 50s, and I think, I may be wrong, but I think that might have been some of the inspiration behind her makeup. Like, I see a lot of 60s elements and I see a lot of 50s elements in her makeup. So I think that some of those were like actually part of the makeup, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm very happy with how this turned out. I mean, hopefully this video was helpful. Like I said, this is a very sort of like do the makeup, which I did explain to you well enough, I hope. Do the makeup, wear a red dress, no, not red. Do the makeup, wear a black dress, and sort of like straighten your hair kind of situation, and then you have it, you're kind of done. So yeah, I think this is a very sort of like easy Halloween makeup that is also quite effective. I mean, period. Yeah, with all that being said though, I hope you have a great morning or evening or night, and I can't wait to see you next time, whenever that is. Bye.